Hi everyone, so let's have a quick intro of NestJS. Like, what is NestJS? Like, let's say you are totally new to NestJS, and how can you get an initial idea about what is NestJS? So NestJS is a Node.js framework. That is true, and it's a progressive Node.js framework for building efficient, reliable server-side application. I mean, that is the definition from their website. And it's MVC based. That means you can create a model view controller structure for building the APIs in the NestJS. It has a nice community which has a lots of built-in package, so you don't need to worry about integrating things with a database, logging, security, streaming. If you look into npmjs.com, you can find all the packages provided by the NestJS community. NestJS can be used for building REST APIs, GraphQL APIs, or WebSocket interface. I mean, you can build anything. It has these common building blocks: controllers, services, providers, exception filters, pipes. All these things you will be just using to build your APIs or interface, like middleware, exception filters, pipes. These are core building blocks of NestJS, which you will be writing for building anything in the NestJS. NestJS provides this nice CLI interface using which you can create controllers, routes, you can create providers, you can create services. Everything is controlled through the Nest CLI, and it's really powerful CLI tool which can help you to build modules, components in the NestJS. NestJS is a platform agnostic. That means you can create REST APIs, GraphQL APIs, or WebSocket interfaces. Whatever you were able to do with the Express or any other framework, all those things NestJS also provides. NestJS is platform agnostic. That means whatever you are doing with the Express, like building REST APIs, GraphQL API, WebSocket interface, all those things you can also build with the NestJS. NestJS has a nice integration with all the external interfaces. Let's say you want to expose an API, NestJS Swagger. You want to work with a JWT token, then NestJS provide NestJS Passport, NestJS JWT. All these modules are helper modules to work with the external interfaces. So these are integrations. Let's say you want to work with the Mongoose, NestJS Mongoose, NestJS TypeORM, NestJS Equalize, or NestJS. Prisma has its own interfaces, but NestJS provide all these integration modules available. And NestJS has everything. That means NestJS has a full support of TypeScript. It also uses the RxJS, reactive programming interfaces. NestJS is inspired by Angular. So in Angular, you might have used RxJS, observables, and reactive functional programming, and heavily on TypeScript. And NestJS is totally inspired by Angular. So you will see the Angular, the type of modules, providers, how we are importing, exporting modules from one another. All those things are inherited or inspired from the Angular design. NestJS code organization is actually really nice, and that is one of the most important feature why people wants to move to the NestJS when they want to build APIs. They want a consistent folder structure across different teams, across different projects. So NestJS provide all these best code organization. You are writing controllers, providers. When you are creating all these different building blocks, shared modules, core modules, so you can have nice code organization using all these things. In NestJS, we mostly will be creating controllers to expose the API interfaces, and services which contains the data, and the modules which is encapsulating all these things together. Like modules are combining your controllers, your external services, your internal services, the providers. It is like encapsulating everything, and then it is sending this module to the NestJS bootstrap mechanism to initialize the whole application. NestJS can be bootstrapped with either Express adapter, or you can also change the adapter to the Fastify adapter. So that is the really nice thing, right? You love Fastify, use Fastify adapter and build your APIs. If you are just fine with the Express adapter, because NestJS is just like a abstraction on top of your HTTP adapter provided by Express or Fastify. One of the most important thing is NestJS provide microservices interfaces also. That means you can build microservices using NestJS to different transport mode, like TCP based microservices, AMQP, event driven microservices, or request and reply microservices using gRPC. So you can just use a gRPC, Kafka, RabbitMQ, all these different transport modes to provide a communication between different microservices. So this is all about basic introduction about NestJS. Let's get started. We will just get started with the basic projects where we will start talking about basic building blocks. Now we know how NestJS is doing better on code organization and lot of different fronts when we compare it with Express. So now it's the right time to learn and deep dive into NestJS.